Well, good afternoon, everyone. Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. Welcome to the Gospel Truth Channel. Very glad to have you here today. Excited and honored by your presence. Let's talk about the God of deceivers and the deceiver of gods. Sun Tzu, the well-known military philosopher, I think would be an apt description for him, made this statement, the statement that an enemy, what did he say? Let me look at my show page here. What he said was, deception is the tool of a weak enemy. Deception is the tool of a weak enemy. Sun Tzu, that's supposed to be a statue of Sun Tzu. It's from the book called The Art of War. And Sun Tzu says deception is the tool of a weak enemy. And I was reminded of this the other night by Dan from Overwatch Channel on our show. And if you have not seen that show, boy, you're missing out. I highly recommend that you take a look at that show. It was a great one. Dan brought some really good information, and it was a super good show. I am excited to offer that to you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, why would I be talking about the fact that deceit is a tool of a weak enemy? Well, let's just think about the God of the Bible. Hello to you in Beirut. Hello to you in South Carolina. Hello to you in the San Francisco Bay Area. Hello to you in Canada. Hello to you in Maui. Well, we got people all over the country. That is a terracotta army statue at Sun Tzu. Great to see all of you. Wayne got his power back. Glad to hear that. Art of War. Yes, Lit T, you're exactly right. And Portland, Oregon, Big D, Phoenix, Minnesota, Atlanta. All kinds of people. England. From all kinds of places, North Carolina. This is awesome. I love it. Glad to see Mississippi. Great. And unfortunately, I just had London. I just had to miss a call from Halo because, well, I was doing a live show. But if you look in the Hebrew scriptures, the Christian scriptures, Oklahoma, Illinois, if you look in the Bible, you see that God, the Lord, says he's the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Florida, Maui, Texas, Louisiana, Canada, Florida. He says he's the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. What do Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob have in common? Washington. What's one of the many things they have in common? New York. They were all deceivers. Look in your Old Testament. Look at the stories of Abraham. Look at the stories of Isaac. Look at the stories of Jacob. They were all deceivers. Charleston, South Carolina, Colorado. And if you look at the pattern of behavior of Yahweh himself, New Orleans, he's been a deceiver from the beginning. Yahweh has always practiced deceit. Yahweh has always practiced guile. Yahweh has always practiced lying, cheating, stealing. And if you remember, this guy named Paul said, patted himself on the back saying, I have caught you with guile. What does this all mean? This means that Yahweh and his followers, North Dakota, look at the Christian church today. Look at the Catholic Church. Look at the Protestant churches. Full of deceit. Full of deceit. So what does it mean? It means that Yahweh is the God of deceivers, and it means that Yahweh is the deceiver of gods. But more importantly, what does that mean? It means that based on the fact that one of the main aspects, one of the main, Dan says, I had a great show. Glad to hear it. It went well. He's talking about our show. One of the main attributes of Yahweh is that he's a deceiver. Sun Tzu says that proves that he's weak. Some of you tell me, oh, Jeff, how can you go up against Yahweh? I fear for your safety. I fear, and I thank you for that. I really do. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. But his bark is far worse than his bite. He is a deceiver. And that, thank you, Gypsy Soul Radio, that confirms that he is weak. For if you have a strong and overwhelming force, said Sun Tzu, there's no need to practice deceit. The only people that practice deceit are those that are weak, those that are trying to convince you of how strong they are. So, ladies and gentlemen, why am I saying this here today? I'm saying this because I want you to take heart. I'm saying this because I want you to be excited. I'm saying this because I want you to be pumped up. I want to pump you up because the God of the Bible is a deceiver. Ergo, the God of the Bible is weak. And if he's weak, he can be taken down to Chinatown. Sun Tzu, Chinese, it all works. We're not facing an insurmountable foe. We're not up against an indefeatable enemy. We're not faced with a huge giant that can't be brought down. That's all deceit. That's all deception. That's all blustering. And you're going to see even more of it as he realizes that we know now that he's a deceiver. And we know now that he, based on his traits of deceit, is a weak enemy. And that we can defeat him. Thank you, Daniel. We can beat him. And you know, the interesting thing is that Arnold Schwarzenegger, if it bleeds, we can kill it. Talk about beating Yahweh. How do we really beat Yahweh? We beat Yahweh by improving ourselves. We beat Yahweh by becoming our own guru. We beat Yahweh by guiding our own spirit. We beat Yahweh by mastering our own ascension. We beat Yahweh by becoming divine, becoming sovereign, becoming free. He's the man behind the curtain. He's been exposed. And he's the man behind the curtain. And if all of their systems, if all of their paradigms, if all of the weapons formed against us are based upon Abrahamic Pauline religion, and they demonstrably are, that means they are based upon a deceiver who is weak. Michelle Canham Free, I just got a haircut. It looks kind of messed up because I was at the beach, but mine didn't cost $400. It cost $40. I want you to be excited. I want you to be happy. I want you to be joyful. I want you to be motivated. I want you to be activated. I want you to be divine, sovereign, free. The great enemy of your soul is a deceiver. The great enemy of your soul is weak. 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 And he has deceived you into thinking that he's the great enemy of your soul, because he's not even really the enemy of your soul. The lies that he sells you are the enemy of your soul. And we can't be defeated if we just realize we're a spirit trapped in a soul and decide to get back. Sun Tzu wrote in The Art of War, deception is the trait of a weak enemy. This weekend, I will be over in Fort Lauderdale, going up to Vero Beach, going to the Fort Drum crystal mine, going to a lot of places, doing a lot of things. Let me show you this. This is the paranormal trip, and it is on, ladies and gentlemen. We've already been in 2018 to Coral Castle, the Georgia Guidestones, the Nashville Parthenon, the Hermitage, Lookout Mountain, Casadega, Kennedy Space Center, not to mention the many exciting ghost walks we've been on. Coming up, Fort Lauderdale, Vero Beach, Fort Drum, Crystal Mine, Key West, Brushy Mountain, State Prison, St. Augustine, and much, much more. Taking you to places that you can't get to right now, showing you things that you can't get to see right now, taking you on the paranormal trip with me, Jeffrey Daugherty, your friendly Christian whistleblower. And the way that you help me, the way that these things happen is through your purchase of rods. I got a whole bunch of rods to mail, and we'll be caught up. T-shirts, MYSTECH. If you want to change your life, that's these bands that I wear. Go here, take a look at what you want. Make sure that once you decide what you want, you come back here to my site. And make sure you see this, MYSTECH Bands by Jeffrey Daugherty. That means that you have saved 20%. And that means that you've helped the friendly neighborhood Christian whistleblower keep the paranormal trip and other things just like it going strong. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to put the pedal to the metal. We're going to lock and load. We're going wall to wall and tree top tall. We know our great enemy is a deceiver, and we know that means that he is weak. And we know that we are strong. We know that we are divine. We know that we are sovereign. We know that we are free. Repeat it after me. I am divine. I am sovereign. I am free. Repeat it after me. I am my own guru. I guide my own spirit. I'm mastering my own ascension. Enough of that. I'm excited. I'm inspired. And it's because of you. You and 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 you. You guys are great. The best chat room on YouTube, with apologies to great chat rooms like Rex Bear Leak Project, like Heidi Vandenberg, Channel 27, like R. Wayne Steiger, like Trisha G, Spiritual Numerologist, like Sandra D'Angelo, like Dan Overwatch Channel, like so many that I'm probably forgetting. But it's good stuff. And we're ready to rock and roll. I'll be back with more broadcast excellence today. I just wanted to remind you that you face an enemy that is weak, and he's just trying to deceive you. His bark is worse than his bite. So, I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower. You are the Gospel Truth Army. I salute you. Rooney salutes you, laying right here next to me. Rooney's not worried. He knows that our enemy is a deceiver, and that means our enemy is weak. And he may be weak, but we are strong. We're the Gospel Truth Army. Arr! We're ready to rock. Jeffrey Daugherty, Christian Whistleblower. Ask questions, question answers, and we will see you sooner rather than later. Unindoctrinate yourself.